Hi there, welcome to Crochet Critters, and today we have another tutorial on how to make a tortoise this time. So this little guy is completely no-sew, so all of this is crocheted in together, and I'm pretty excited about this pattern. I'll also be releasing a large version of this on my Etsy store, so it's about twice the size, 3 times the size of this little guy, and he's also super fun to make because he's completely no-sew, so don't forget to go check that out as well if you would like a bigger version of this. But I think this little guy is super duper cute. So these two are slightly different sizes, same pattern, different yarn. So this one is Hobbie's Baby Snuggle yarn, and this one is a mix of Hobbii Honey Bunny Candy and Premier Parfait, I think. So, and that's why they've turned out different sizes, but same pattern. So we'll be making this little guy today. So before we get started, I'd just like to ask if you could subscribe to my channel. That would be super duper awesome. If you enjoy this, don't forget to give it a like, comment, let me know what you think. I would love to hear how yours goes as well if you make it. So don't forget to keep in touch. So we'll be using, today I'm using Honey Bunny, Hobbie's Honey Bunny yarn. So I'm going to be making a green and brown tortoise. You'll also need a crochet hook, so I'm using my 5mm. You'll need a needle for sewing in tails, a stitch marker, scissors, and some stuffing. I forgot to mention we'll also be using safety eyes today, so I'm going to be using 10mm safety eyes with this yarn today. So to start with, I'm going to be using the green. I'm going to start with the head and then the tail, and then I'm going to work on the shell and then the rest of the body and connect it all together. So for my head and body, I'm going to be using green today, but obviously you can use whatever color you like, and I would highly encourage you to get adventurous. Okay, so to start with, I will be doing 6 single crochet into a magic ring. And I have a more detailed tutorial of this, and I'll put the link to that in the description below. But this is roughly how to do it. We'll pull on that back loop, bit of tighten it, and just take your time with the plush yarn because it grips and grabs and can strip if you're not careful, and then pull on the tail like so. And then I like to put my stitch marker in the last stitch of the round, but if you want to put it in the first, that's up to you too. Whatever is your preference, just be consistent. Okay, so the next round is going to be 6 increases, so that will be 2 single crochet into each stitch the whole way around to get up to 12 stitches. So the next round we'll do a single crochet and then an increase, so then single and then 2 into the next stitch, and we'll do that 6 times to get up to 18 stitches. Now we're going to do just 3 rows of 18 single crochet all the way around, and I'll do this off camera and meet you back here. So just 3 rows of 18 single crochet. Okay, so now you've finished those 3 rows of 18 single crochet the whole way around. I'm going to put my eyes on. Okay, so we're going to go into rounds 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, so just in behind row 4, between 4 and 5, and we're going to do 5 stitches apart, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that looks about right. So, and put your backs on your eyes once you've got them where you want them. And then we're going to do a single crochet and a decrease, and we'll do that 6 times to go back down to 12 stitches. So a single, and I like to do the invisible decrease, so that's just through the front loops only. So front loop only for 2, get those 2 stitches, yarn over, pull through those 2 front loops, and yarn over and pull through. So that's your invisible decrease. I've got a link to that as well if you want a more slowed down, detailed version of how to do that. I'll put that in the description below too. And the last row of the head is just going to be 6 decreases to get down to 6. Okay, so I'm going to leave my stitch marker in just for the sake of helping me find that last stitch later on, and I'm going to cut this yarn tail. I'll leave a little bit because when we crochet the head on, sometimes there's the odd little hole that needs sewing closed, so I'm just going to leave that on, and then I'm going to pull my yarn tail through there. I'm going to add a little bit of stuffing to the head now. I'm not going to overstuff it because I want to make life easy for myself crocheting it into the body, but I'll get a little bit in now because you don't want it getting caught up when you're crocheting. You don't want the stuffing to start pulling out, so you don't want it overstuffed yet because you can stuff it more once it's all crocheted together. Actually, I tell a lie. I'm not going to keep the stitch marker on there. I'm going to use that. Okay. Okay, so there's your head to start with. And now we are going to do the tail, also in green. And that is 4 single crochet into a magic ring. So we're going to do a 4 magic ring instead of a 6 magic ring like we normally do. And stitch marker again to the last one, and I'm actually going to cut some of this yarn tail now just to keep it out of my way. So it's a little bit long. So we're just going to work 4 single crochet and do 2 rows of just 4 single crochet. So this is quite fiddly. So just take your time, making sure you just go through those 4 single crochet. Just pop that out. So that's 1 row of 4. And we'll just do that again. Okay, that's your tail done. So I'm going to cut that, pull that through. I'm just going to use this to ever so slightly stuff the tail. You don't really want the tail stuffed, but just tuck that in there. Just like that. Okay, and there's your tail. So done with the green for a minute, get the brown. To start on the shell, we are going to start with 6 in a magic ring again. So again, if you missed it, don't forget to check out my magic ring tutorial, link in the description below. And stitch marker, again, last stitch for me, wherever you're used to for you. And then we are going to start with 6 increases. So 2 single crochet into each stitch all the way around to get up to 12. This one we're going to do a single crochet and an increase 6 times to go up to 18. And the next round is 2 single crochet and an increase 6 times to get up to 24 stitches. So 2 single and then an increase 6 times. Okay, in this round we are going to do 3 single crochet and then an increase 6 times to get up to 30 stitches. So we've finished that. So the next round we're actually going to just be working in the front loops, but the round after that we'll be working in the back loops. So what I like to do, just so I can always find that first back loop, is I like to put a stitch marker in it. So that's the first stitch of the next round, but the back loop, not the front loop, and that will just help you, promise. Otherwise sometimes I lose it and then I end up having more stitches than I meant to, and it can get very confusing. So this is going to be, the last round of the brown. So we're going to do 30 single crochet, all just in that front loop. Oops. So just the front loop. And this will create the effect of the rim of the shell of your little tortoise. So just every stitch, just that front loop, not both loops. So before I do that last stitch, I'm actually going to move my stitch marker again into the back loop of that the round before this front loop round, if that makes sense, and then do my last front loop only. And then we're going to do a color change, but we're actually going to start the color change with a slip stitch. So we're going to slip stitch into the first stitch of that round of front loops. This just kind of helps the shell look a little bit tidier and neater, and less like there's a jump from the colors. So I'm just going to anchor that way, pull up with the green, pull through with the green, oops, there. So we've got just the green coming through, and do a slip stitch with that. So just pull that through there. Sorry, it's just a bit fuzzy because everything's a bit loosey-goosey. So then I'm going to cut this brown. What I'm going to do is tie the two, my green and my brown tail, together here to anchor them both so they're not going to go anywhere. You can see how that kind of just finishes off the shell nicely. And then the next round we will do work just in the back loop only. So you can find your first back loop back here with the stitch marker. So let's just start with a single crochet into that back loop. You can either get rid of the stitch marker or you can put it into that first stitch of this round if you want, just to help guide, because things can get a bit confusing when you've got the color changes going on. And now we're going to do 2 single crochet with the tail. So this is going to be crocheting the tail into the onto the body. So we finished up with 4 single crochet all the way around. So what we're going to do is actually go through 2 single crochets on the tail here, like that. So you've got your hook with 2 single crochets, and then you're going to go through the back loop, the next back loop on the shell, and you'll pull through that one and then pull through those 2 on the tail, let the tail of the tail out the way, and then yarn over and pull through those. And then we're going to do that again with the other 2 stitches of the tail. So hopefully you can see, go through those 2 stitches there, so you've got those on the hook, and then the next back loop on the shell, and then yarn over and pull through all of that, yarn over, pull through, and then just pull that nice and tight. And you can also anchor the tail of the tail to the tail of the start of the green if you want. So just tie that together just to anchor everything in nicely so it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, and then we're going to do 12 single crochet into these back loops. So hopefully you can see your back loops sitting up back here. So you want to do 12. Oops. Make sure you actually go into the back loop and not the stitch before it, like I just did. So into the back loops there. So 1, okay, so that's 12. Now we're going to crochet our head on. So we're going to do 4 single crochet with the head, and again this is a little bit fiddly. And one thing you want to make sure you do is get the top 4 single crochets on your head, so that your turtle's looking straight ahead, not sideways. So just have a look where your eyes are lining up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 1, 2, 3, 4. Look, honestly, if it doesn't look right, just frog it and try again. I often have to do that, so don't feel bad. So this is going to be my starting stitch. Oops, no, sorry, this one. So we're going to hold our head this way. We're going to go in there, into that stitch, oops, sorry, that stitch there. And then into the next back loop. Tail out the way if you can. And then you pull through and pull through. So that's that on there. So then the next stitch, the same. There. And then the back loop again. And again on the head. And the last one. Okay. Just check that he's looking straight ahead. So we're going to do another 11 single crochet around. So I'm just going to do a couple of those and double check the positioning of my head. So 1, just check that he's looking the right direction. I think that's pretty good. So finish year 11 single crochet. Okay, the next round is going to be 16 single crochet to start with, and because we marked it we can find that stitch easily. Just there. Take my stitch marker out, might be easier to find it. There. Okay, so yeah, just 16 single crochet. So we're at to stitch number 15. So 16 is going to be that first one that attached to the head back here. And then we're going to do 2 single crochet with the head. So just those last 2 single crochet that were left undone, actually, that yarn tail before. So there's this one here. So we're just going to go into that one and that one. Sorry, yarn tail in the project, not out of the project. And sorry, yeah, that one there on the head. And then we're going to finish with 12 single crochet, and you want to make sure you go into the last one that we did on the head before. So sometimes it's easier to count back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, just to make sure we don't miss anything. I always like to have sort of stop gaps in place to make sure I don't miss stitches. Saves frogging later. So that's 1. Things coming together. So the next round we're going to add the bobble stitches for the legs. So we're going to, and we're also going to start decreasing to close him up. So we'll start with 3 single crochet, then a decrease. And a decrease, and then 2 single crochet. And then a bobble, and I'm going to do a 5 stitch bobble today just to make sure my legs are nice and obvious. So I've got a tutorial for the bobble stitch as well, which I'll add the link to below. Sorry, but I'll show you how to do it here too. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 on the loop. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, so over, pull through 2, and that's where I normally leave it, but I'm going to do an extra one just to make it extra bubbly. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, and pull through 2, and then you've got, so you'll have 6 stitches on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all of those there. Nice chunky little bobble there. Sorry, I had to clear some space on my computer before the video stopped recording. So now we're going to do, so we've done that first bobble stitch. There we're going to do a decrease, so just get tucked in there, some front loops to your decrease, and you've got your bobble, and then we're going to do 2 single crochet and another bobble. And then your next bobble here, so yarn over, insert, and get 6 on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 6, and do another decrease, then 3 single crochet, and then a decrease, and then 2 single crochet. Oh, sorry, one too many single crochets. 1 single crochet, not 2 single crochets. Sorry about that. And then a bobble stitch here. And a single crochet. And a decrease. And a single crochet. And then you got your last bubble. And then finish the round with a single crochet and a decrease, and then we should be back down to 24 stitches. Okay, before I go any further, I'm just going to check around the head here. So you can, depends how you've attached it, sometimes get a little bit of a hole. And because I'm quite pedantic about all of this, I like to make sure any gaps and stuff are closed so that the stuffing doesn't come out, nothing sort of looks like it's unraveling. You want your toys to look as professional as possible, particularly if you're selling them at markets or wherever, or even as gifts. You don't want holes in them, really. So I'm just gonna use that tail from the head and just go in through the back in a few places and just sew it closed. And it'll also help anchor this tail down too. We'll tie that off in a minute as well, just to make sure that's not going to travel anywhere. And I'm just going to take this opportunity to tie this one off because it's not actually tied to anything else, so should just keep it nicely anchored inside so it's not going to come flying out at any point. My yarn's not playing today, that's okay. That's fairly well in place. So what we'll do now is also finish stuffing the head to make sure that's nice and full. Okay, nicely stuffed. Okay, so the next round is going to be 2 single crochet and a decrease the whole way around to get down to 18. Next round is a single crochet and then a decrease the whole way around to go down to 12 stitches. Okay, so you might want to start stuffing around here. I also like to use my yarn scraps as stuffing as well because it's a good way to to use them and not waste anything. Now we're going to do 6 decreases the whole way around. At any point you can finish stuffing. Okay, and cut my yarn tail, leaving a bit to sew the hole closed. Pull that through. I'm just going to get some more stuffing. You want to make sure you get plenty of stuffing in so that he holds his shape nicely. He can support his head. And then we'll just close up that hole with the tail. So we'll just sew through the front loop of each stitch of the last round. And this one. Pull that nice and tight. And then we would just feed the tail in through the body on a few places to secure it. And there's your little tortoise. Hopefully yours has turned out just as cute as this little guy. I'm super happy with him, and I hope you enjoyed that. Please don't forget to subscribe so you can join me again for more. I've got more coming soon this year. Not sure what yet, but you'll find out soon, hopefully. And I hope you enjoyed that, so subscribe please, 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 and also don't forget to like this video too and let me know what you think. So thank you very much, and I will see you again next time. See ya!